Twice each year, the king selects a new victim. Virgins.
A lottery. Barbaric. And in return, this dragon, it leaves your villages and crops unburned. Your king's made a pact with a monster.
Hark! It's Katrina Porter.
Oh, Jesus, not this. Hail! It's on a serene.
Welcome to Split Happens, everybody else.
Welcome, everybody. Sorry, I've been eating a cookie that Anna made. I've got chocolate.
You sit back.
Go ahead and talk for a minute. I just want to enjoy.
Well, each episode, Katrina and I discuss a movie both of us love. However, one of us must play the con and attack it with whatever they can, which usually is not a lot.
For sure today.
Our only rule is the con only has to attack during the synopsis, and if they say anything positive about the movie at all during that time, they incur a penalty and will have to say something good about a movie they hate, which the pro gets to decide. So, if Katrina, the con, catches a rule break, you're going to hear this sound.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
So, Katrina,
Yeah,
how do you feel about being the con today?
not good.
No? Oh. I actually thought you'd have an easier time with this one.
No. When I agreed to be the con on this one, I thought it was going to be easy because I hadn't seen it in, like 35 years.
Right.
And it was not. But here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to burn this movie like it's a virgin maiden who won the anti-lottery.
It is the anti-lottery.
Right? Am I right?
If we're talking about virgin sacrifices and lotteries,
Anti-lottery.
we have to be talking about 1981's Dragonslayer.
Yeah, we are.
Yay!
Yay!
This one has been on our list for a very long time.
Yes, it has.
And it's an early one for us. 81 is,
That's Time Bandits.
is 81 Time Bandits? Well, that one did well at the box office.
This one didn't do well?
It did not.
What?
No. Would you like to hear a little bit about it before, so you can finish your chocolate chunk cookie?
Disclaimer. We recently got back from vacation, and Anna and I have been on our best behavior as far as alcohol goes. Not tonight.
No.
And it hit me real good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's hitting me right now.
speaking of Time Bandits, I have a feeling I'm going to be a little slushy.
Yay! That one's one of my favorites.
Oh, man.
Well, get a little more slush. Sit back, relax, and let yourself go. Don't act
This
like
is
you
what I
know.
look like relaxed.
Oh, yikes. That's unfortunate. You look like I don't know where to put my hands.
Around my glass.
Were you doing an I'm a little teapot?
Sort of.
Okay, let me tell you about Time Bandits. Oopsies. Oh no.
We're not talking about that.
Let's talk about the movie we're actually covering today, Dragonslayer. Oh, disclaimer. I had a difficult time with some of the names, writing them out
Oh, boy.
while I was watching the movie and while I had the cast list in front of me.
And you were sober.
And I was sober. Enough said.
Mm-hmm.
So apologies in advance. The budget for this movie was $18 million.
Okay.
It grossed about $14 million. It did not do well. I'm not quite sure why, but this was part of because it's, I think it's Paramount did this one, but it's in conjunction with Disney. This is when Disney was kind of, we just went through this because they did Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Mm-hmm. And this was their, trying to, meet up with other studios and produce some, I don't want to say more adult, but certainly, darker stuff for sure than they were doing. And it didn't go great.
Is this around the time they did Black Cauldron?
Yeah, that's got to be pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been pretty early. This was definitely in that window of time where they struggled quite a lot because it was Who Framed Roger Rabbit that was able to bring them back up. The story for this was inspired by the legend of St. George and the dragon. Basically, it was just dragon causing havoc. They create a lottery. A princess gets involved on accident.
Tale as old as time, am I right?
Right? This was directed by Matthew Robbins. He has not done a ton. I know I saw on his list, Batteries Not Included. I remember that one. Why are you fucking laughing? What? We probably saw it. He's just mostly written from there on out. Like, I think he didn't do any directing past, like, the 90s. But he's one of the writers on the new Guillermo del Toro movie, Pinocchio.
That looks good.
I love him. Mm-hmm. I love Guillermo del Toro. Even though it has a lot of R sounding. That's tough for me. Actually, Guillermo del Toro has said that the dragon in this, Vermitrex, hope I get that right, Vermitrex pejorative. That's actually his name. It has a first and last name. Fancy dragon.
The dragon?
Yes.
Okay.
Vermitrex pejorative. Guillermo del Toro said that it's one of his favorite movie dragons, and so did George R.R. Martin.
Okay.
Actually, quite a few people really, really love this.
Not Peter MacNicol.
Not Peter MacNicol. Oh, God, and I love him so much, and it breaks my heart that he doesn't love this one.
You know, I have a dream.
What is it?
Maybe I shouldn't say it like that.
Okay. Yeah, please don't.
You know, if I had a hope from this episode, here's my hope. That Peter MacNicol would somehow listen to this episode and he would realize he has nothing to be ashamed of. That this movie is perfection.
It's a delight.
It is.
Oh, I can't even, like, fancy that thought. I love him.
And we like the Oscars. We watch Oscar movies. We don't just watch crap.
No. Hey, speaking of which, this was actually nominated for 2 Oscars.
Shut up.
It sure was.
Listen, I'm trying to make Pete feel better. Let's not get crazy.
Pete,
We're friends.
are you?
In my heart.
Oh, I'm jealous.
We'll talk about it.
I love him. I'm kind of into him.
I know. I know. It's in my notes.
Not even kinda. I am.
No, yeah. Shockingly, everybody, I somehow found a way.
Anyway, it was nominated for Best Visual Effects and for Best Score, but it lost to Raiders of the Lost Ark and Chariots of Fire, respectively.
Peter MacNicol can win for best score. Ayo.
Yeah, I can see how those would have gotten, how it lost to those. But it was up for Academy Awards.
Okay.
I do have this one does not have a ton of trivia at all. This is the opposite of Time Bandits, where I had so much trivia, I didn't know what to do with myself.
Well, good news. I have tons of nonsense.
Oh, yay! That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Well, I'll really lightly pepper in some trivia throughout, but we're mostly just going to be talking about the movie.
You should say you're going to lightly salt it in because salt's not, you should limit your salt intake.
I'm not limiting shit. I love salt. Anything you want to say before we get started?
Okay, so I love this movie. I would have been 4 when it came out. Probably would have been 8 or 9 when we saw it. Ish. This movie's great. Listen, just play the fucking song.
You got it.
Let the games begin.
Our movie begins with a wizard.
Wait.
Yes.
That's not how this movie begins.
It's not?
No. Listen, they're walking through the forest. They're holding a torch very close to a tree. Only you can prevent a forest fire. That's a con.
Wow. I love that you're going out of the gate with that.
They're just willy-nilly holding that torch. Oh,
You know what? This was like the 6th century.
oh God.
It really was.
They didn't have hats on bears.
Wait, what?
No, the forest.
Hats on bears. Oh, okay. Hats on bears just sounds so crazy. There's only one bear that's hatted. After they safely walk through the forest with a torch, they get to a castle. It is Castle Kragenmoor, where they find Ulrich, who is a wizard. Mm-hmm. And it's Ulrich of Kragenmoor, and that is a name that demands some fucking respect.
What is he doing?
Well, I will tell you. First of all, Ulrich is played by Ralph Richardson. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ulrich is speaking Latin here. Ralph Richardson was sent to seminary college by his mama, I guess, to learn how to, priest. And his Latin was really super shitty, so he would make up Latin words during church service. And he does speak Latin quite a lot. But some travelers have come to Ulrich's place, and the door is answered by his assistant.
Wait.
Yes.
That's not what he was doing when we first see him.
He's making like a little potion.
Does he even use a recipe? Does he measure? That is a con.
He's not baking. He can just do whatever he wants.
Oh my God. Have we learned nothing from Elvira?
What happens if you don't? There's a fine line between monster potion and love potion. Between horned and horny.
Right. Pay attention. Big
Fine
T,
line.
little T. Matters.
It really does. Thank you. It really does. Big T's tablespoon, little T's teaspoon.
Right.
Some travelers have come to see him, and the door is answered by his assistant, Hodge, who is played by Sidney Bromley, who we know best as
Titty Watcher.
Yes, the one who was obsessed with studying the titty statues in The Never-Ending Story.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't any of them have the same accent? Did they go to the Warlock school of not sounding like they're from the same country?
It's probably the same reason that there were different accents in Warlock is because people were newly introduced to that area. And that meant a lot of different countries, a lot of people from different areas.
Well, as we learn later on, they've had this custom forever, centuries and centuries about the whole virgin stuff. Sounds like they've been around there for a while. Boom.
Well, I will tell you. Let me ask you this. Somebody from Wisconsin,
Yeah.
do they sound like somebody from Texas? No. The answer is no. Because people can be in different parts of the country and sound totally different.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes.
Were the American colonies discovered at this point?
Well, this isn't set in America.
Right, so why are they speaking with an American accent?
Trendsetters. Hodge tells the travelers to get fucked. And one of whom, the one talking a bunch, is a young lad named Valerian. We will talk about who plays Valerian later. Valerian sees Ulrich's apprentice, Galen, who is played by Peter MacNicol.
To tell everybody where Valerian's from.
Valeria?
No, I wrote it down. Valvatia. Okay, Georgia O'Keeffe. From Valvatia. Okay.
Can I tell you something about Peter MacNicol in this movie?
Yeah.
This was his first movie. The casting director had seen him in a play in Minneapolis, and she had a note delivered to him backstage saying ditch this popsicle stand and come to New York, right? And he was like, you got it. And so his first day there, he goes to her office, and he's, I'm here. And he heard people auditioning for this movie, in another room or whatever. And so he's like, I can't help but notice these people are auditioning. Anything for me? She's like, as a matter of fact, I think there's a perfect role for you. And he auditioned and he got the part.
I love that trivia.
His first role from his first audition was the lead for a major motion picture. Imagine all the actors out there yeah, that sounds really great and all, but that's not how it worked for me. I'm going to go back to a steady round of daily rejections and go home and eat some ketchup soup.
Okay, but Titty Watcher, when the people come for asking for help.
Yes. Hodge.
Okay, he's like, did you try Rimbog? Okay, Ron Jeremy. Like, what are these names? Rimbog? Okay.
I bet Rimbog is very popular. Mm-hmm. Ulrich tells Galen to let them in. And then Ulrich just casually drops that he had a vision of his own death. Ulrich bursts out some parlor tricks for the visitors, and they're there because they got a dragon issue and they want Ulrich's help, and he's not super thrilled about it.
Okay, but I don't feel like that was clear what the people from the land of Volvo were there for.
What? Why is that? How's that not clear?
I don't think they said that.
They did.
I was checking on the Chiefs score.
He doesn't want to be a wizard anymore. I get it. Sometimes work sucks. I had to clean the fryer the other day.
I know, but you made some bomb-ass cookies today.
Thank you. Valerian tells Ulrich their king has a zero-fun lottery, which twice a year a virgin girl is selected as a sacrifice for the dragon, and I can't help but point out that this really strengthens the argument for just being a slut.
Wait, what?
Have you heard of any, like, we're going to sacrifice 3 sluts to the dragon? Never. Always virgins. Ulrich tells them in my day story about how dragons used to fly the friendly skies like crazy. And the dragon's name is Vermithrax Pejorative.
God.
That's a lot.
That's ridiculous.
It's a rad name.
Okay.
But he says poor Vermithrax is really old, which makes it in constant pain and cranky. Again, totally get it. I can relate.
Yeah.
Vermithrax girl. Grab a glass of wine and come on over to the my body hurts in some way everyday table.
Okay, but have we gotten to the part where the wizard's like, stab me, it'll be fine?
Yeah, right here. He says Ulrich says he's actually going to help them, and he changes into clothes, his traveling clothes, and then just as they're about to leave on their journey, an asshole appears. And isn't that always the way?
It is.
It's Tyrion, and not the good Tyrion. Not the Tyrion we like.
He looks like the guy from Lady Hawk, the bad guy from Lady Hawk.
He
but
does.
Like, he's his body double, but he's like real bitchy about it.
Oh, Captain.
Right.
Well, he's a prick. And he is a little dubious about Ulrich's abilities, so Ulrich removes his amulet, his groovy amulet, and gets his special death dagger, as everyone has, and tells Tyrion to stab him with it. And then, don't worry, he'll be fine. Oh, fuck, he's not fine.
This wizard sucks at seeing the future.
No, he knows what's going on.
I don't think so.
He's a clever wizard. Well, don't count him out. Except for like a breath. Like don't count him in for a pulse.
No, there's no pulse happening. So they
He's
set
cremated, so it's definitely no pulse.
No, they set him on fire. And then like the next scene, Titty Watcher is talking shit to the ashes.
Yeah.
He's like, magical powers my ass. Who's the wizard now, bitch? That's exactly what he said, basically.
That's exactly what I would say.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody deals with grief in different ways.
You do remember what I'm talking about, though. He was, like, talking shit to the ashes.
Yeah.
Magical power.
Yeah. Where's your magical power now? Fuck you.
Ashy.
You know what? I'm going to pour your ashes in the middle of nowhere.
I know we touched on this earlier, but I have it here in my notes, so it feels like an important time to bring it up.
Yes.
Why is Peter MacNicol hot? I know I'm a thirst trap, but I don't feel like it's just that. Is it the curly hair?
No, it's his presence.
It's just his spirit. You can tell that he's just relaxed and groovy, except about this movie.
Because I was kind of into him in Ally McBeal, too.
I know. It's very confusing. That's a con.
Don't be ashamed of that confusion. Just kind of go with it. Ulrich's special amulet necklace has chosen Galen as its new wearer. And he lets his newfound magic abilities slightly go to his head. Slightly. And he tells the travelers he's going to take care of their pesky dragon problem.
I'd like to go to his head.
Oh my god! You know, I could have predicted so many things about this episode, but you gasping for water in the desert over Peter MacNicol is not at all what I thought was going to happen.
So embarrassed.
My God, you're flushed.
I shouldn't have said that.
I really hope he hears this. Now I really hope he hears this. Meanwhile, back at the kingdom, they are sacrificing a young woman to the dragon, and she tries her absolute best to escape, and it's a little tough to watch, not gonna lie. Well,
Wait.
yes?
Okay. I have some questions. The lady gets sacrificed to the dragon, and in exchange, her dad doesn't have to pay taxes for 5 years.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, that's the trick. Like, what were the negotiations for that? Like, listen, we need to borrow your daughter for like
Borrow
5, 10, forever.
forever.
Minutes. And in exchange, you don't have to pay taxes for like 3 years, and you get a chicken.
3 years?
The other guy's like, no.
3 years?
I don't like a chicken. I was almost pecked to death. 5 years or nothing.
I don't know. I was kind of hoping for like 7 years.
5 years and a chicken.
5 years and a chicken. It's just one daughter.
Yeah, but if we're being honest, it's the pretty one.
I'm just going to throw this out there. 6 years,
Okay.
no chicken, and you can have my mildly attractive virgin daughter.
No, we need the hot virgin.
Wait, we didn't say anything about that at the beginning. Nowhere did it say. I just heard virgin girls and tax and no taxes for life. That's what I heard.
It's the asterisk at the bottom. It just says hot.
Oh, God, there's always something. Mm-hmm. That's where they get you. Well, our girl gets out of her shackles. But it doesn't matter because Vermithrax shows up and she is fucked. Galen jumps into a pond by where the camp is camped. Oh boy, that's how I wrote it. By the camp where they're camped. Oh no! And he jumps in naked where Valerian is also taking a bath. And whoops, Valerian's a woman. What? Mm-hmm. She is played by Caitlin Clarke.
Well, I can say about her,
Yes,
she is very beautiful.
I agree. Like a large amount of the cast died of cancer in some form or another. Her included. Yeah, I mean, Hodge, her, Ulrich, I mean, the dragon. Scale cancer. I don't know why you're laughing.
Why do we have a walk for that?
A lot of them did die of cancer. And that's sad.
It is sad.
This is that inappropriate laughter. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. It's not our fault.
No, I know.
We can't help it.
No.
It's
like a tick.
It's a tick. Thank you. So, can I tell you that when Peter MacNicol jumped into the pond, he was actually naked. And for a second, while he's jumping in, you can see his wizard staff.
What?
Just for a minute. So this it holds the distinction of the only movie that Disney produced to show a dang-a-lang.
Rewind.
Pause. Valerian tells Galen she is disguised as a boy so she doesn't end up in the lottery for the dragon's dinner. And that rich people are able to get their daughters' names out of the lottery, so it's only poor people. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that villainous Tyrion sees the group's camp and fucking shoots poor Hodge with an arrow. What a dick. Hodge gives Galen Ulrich's ashes, and he's apparently been carrying them around. And he tells Galen that, according to Ulrich's wishes, I guess, that he needs to throw the ashes onto burning water. A burning lake. A lake on fire. The group shows up in Erland, where all the crazy shit with the dragon is going down. And that sweet, sweet Galen gets cute, and he goes into the Dragonslayer, which can't possibly go well, because we still have an hour left of this movie.
Well, but first he says to, what's her name, Valerian? Okay, wait, Valerian, isn't that the steel or something from Game of Thrones?
I think it's actually also like, isn't that like valerian root? Isn't that like to get rid of like cramps?
Anyway, so he says to her, he goes, are there any other entrances? And she's like, no, there's only one entrance. I'm like, same.
Girl. Say a little bit louder for the people in the back.
Right. One entrance.
Yeah.
People in the back.
One in, one out. That's how it goes.
What fucking idiot goes into the Dragonslayer after that poor virgin lost her life?
Well, he didn't see her lose her life. He didn't see any of the negotiations for her. He didn't see any of that. All he knows is dragon. I have magic now. I'm a badass. Look at my dang-a-lang that just went into the lake. Dragon killer.
This should be like the father who has his 5 years of taxes paid.
Yeah.
Should be like, listen, I don't know who that motherfucker is with the goofy smile and the crystal necklace, but no takesies backsies.
Yeah.
Like if he goes in there and fucks things up.
Yeah, I still have dead daughter, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, then I still have no tax. Galen magics a boulder to block off the Dragonslayer, but it brings down a bunch of the mountain too. So anyway, despite what everyone thinks, none of this actually stops the dragon. It just really pisses it off. Even still, they celebrate the defeat, and you know I love a party. And I know you love a party. Mm-hmm. Right?
Pray wait.
Yes.
I'm not one to begrudge someone a makeover. But shouldn't our girl wait a day or two to make sure the dragon's dead before she gets her glow up?
She's been waiting her whole life. He said, it's dead. Mm-hmm. He told everyone, it's dead. They all saw the boulders. Did you see the boulders?
It's like from Team America. She's like, I'll, if that dragon's dead, I'll dress up like a chick. And he's like,
I promise I will never die.
I will never die. The dragon is totally dead.
Tyrion shows up to dick up the party, and he's there to bring Galen to the king. And the king is played by Peter Eyre.
He's a real fucking buzzkill. I completely quit listening to what he was bitching about.
I think he plays this part really, really well.
I don't know. I quit listening.
Why would you quit listening? He's really good.
I checked it on the Chief score.
He's actually American.
Oh, what?
Yeah, but he spent most of his life in England, so he does actually have an English accent. It's just, but he was born in America.
It doesn't matter in this movie.
Well, I don't have a ton of trivia, so. I think he's great in this. I think he's absolutely perfect in this role. The king explains the last time someone went around to fuck around with the dragon, a whole bunch of villages found out. So he created the lottery as a deal with the dragon, and the king takes Galen's amulet, which Galen needs to be able to perform magic, and then he locks his ass up.
Rude. Can I get my crystal necklace back? No, you can have this piece of chalk, though.
Did he give him a piece of chalk?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. He gave him something to draw with. It's like going to a restaurant where they give the kids crayons and a piece of paper.
Galen sees a hot lady, and instead of flirting with her, he immediately starts talking shit to her. He's like, listen, bitch, your name isn't in the no taxes to be paid lottery.
Well, okay, first of all, everyone thinking the dragon is dead and celebrating for the dragon being dead, and it's not dead. But then Princess Elspeth, boy, I think I may have written her name many different ways, and I'm not. I think it might be with a P. Elspeth? I don't know. In this instance, I wrote Elsbeth, so that's what it is right now. We'll see how this goes. Elspeth goes to talk with... Oh, no.
You just said it differently.
Well, did I really?
Elspeth.
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 Elmelf. She goes to talk with Galen at his cell and explain just how fair and balanced her dad, the king, is because the lottery is totally not rigged. And Galen's like, oh my god, you dumb bitch. Of course it's rigged.
You're never going to be a dragon snack.
No. Hi. Have you ever noticed that none of your friends have been eaten? It's just poor people.
I'm going to bring something up later.
Okay.
But right now she appears completely clueless.
Yes, okay. I will agree with that. She does seem completely clueless here. And then maybe also later. And then not. She asks her dad, the king, if that's true. Is it true that my name has never gone on the lottery? And he's like, what? She thinks it's not fair. and releases Galen. A priest talks to the very worried villagers, and oh, here we go. Because he's like, it's not a dragon, it's the devil.
It made me think of Kathy Bates from Waterboy.
That's nonsense. I invented electricity. Ben Franklin is the devil.
He's like, it's not a dragon, it's the devil. And then the dragon shows up, and the priest's like, oh, fuck me, it's a dragon.
I know, but the priest starts talking shit. He's like, be gone, you unclean beast. And I kind of want the dragon to be like, I know, but hey. I've been underground for a while. It's dirty down there.
Sorry, princess. Not all of us can
Jesus.
get a shower every 5 seconds. The priest, did you recognize him?
No.
Really? The priest is played by a young Ian McDiarmid, otherwise known as Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars.
What?
How about that?
How about that?
Yeah. We get our first look at the dragon when he burns the shit out of that priest and all the villages as well. I told you it was irritated. And the king sets up another lottery, but this time Valerian's name is now in it, and her dad, who is the blacksmith, gives Galen a big-ass spear called the Dragonslayer, and that's handy.
No, that's not what happened.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
No, I have in my notes. Here's what happened. He asked the blacksmith, have you ever forged a weapon? He asked that to the blacksmith. And the blacksmith's like, no, dumbass. And then the blacksmith shows him this bitchin' sword. And Galen's like, no. I need my crystal necklace that I got for $12.99 from Claire's, not that sword that you forged in darkness that can clearly kill a dragon. That's how that happened. Verbatim.
First of all, it was an amulet, and it was given to him by Ulrich.
Ulrich got that from Claire's for $12.99.
Well, that sounds like a steal. Good for them. It has magical abilities. Secondly, it's not a sword. It's a spear. It's the Dragonslayer spear. And he uses the amulet to go do. And it makes it, good now.
Don't look at me like I'm the dumb one. I wouldn't ask a blacksmith if he's ever made a weapon before.
Well, that's not the smartest thing he's ever asked, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
Does he?
Wait, what was the question?
I don't know.
Wait, does he what? You're tricking me again. This is the Keeper Elves thing all over.
Katrina, I abandoned the question halfway in. And that was a 2-word question. Lottery time.
Oh, it's Elspeth. I have it written in my notes. Elspeth.
Oh. Uh-oh. That's not how I spelled it this next time. It's all right. I tried real hard. It's lottery time, and it's like Powerball, except it super fucking sucks, and there's no money involved, or numbers, and someone gets eaten. You draw it, and it comes up Princess Elspeth, and King's like, oh, no, wait, what? I'm sorry, what? And it's like, no, that one was the wrong one. So he tries to draw a new name from the bag, but Elspeth, that clever little bitch, her name is on all of the tiles, and she's like, this is because it's been so unfair, and that girl has a death wish. Okay. You can say she's dumb or any of that. That girl has a death wish.
Here is my real con.
Okay.
I mean, all of my cons obviously were real.
Oh, yeah.
But this one, she goes from being completely clueless to somehow rigging this lottery that they've been doing for centuries. That's it. That's
that was it. Okay. I was going to have a longer time to drink.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, she went down to... I mean, why did she even go down to the dungeons anyway? Just to tell him, how fair and balanced her dad is?
No, because Peter MacNicol was down there, and you and I would do the same thing.
Of course, but we also... No, let's not judge our actions by what Princess Elspeth... Elspeth. Elspeth. It's like an eel fudge. Made by the Keebler elves. Nowhere is safe.
I have in my notes in all caps, don't say anything nice about the princess, you will get a button push.
What would you have said nice?
Damn it. Nice try, French fry.
I don't think she's very smart because there was probably some inbreeding and, this
That's
is,
con.
again, 6th century. I really hope that that's right because I feel like I read that somewhere at some point in my research. My research.
Is that BC or AD?
What kind of a fucking question is that? What kind of a fucking question is that? I think you already know the answer.
What is the answer?
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
No. I really want a long answer to my question.
Yeah, it is AD.
Oh, after death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it's not actually before Christ and after death, but I think
That's exactly what it is. That's what BC and AD mean.
I thought it was in Latin.
BC is before. No, BC. Yes, it is. BC is before Christ.
I don't think it is. I think it's in Latin. What did we bet? A virgin sacrifice?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now we gotta find a fucking dragon. Where are we gonna find a dragon? In this economy.
Where are we going to find a virgin?
Not in this room.
BC stands for before Christ.
No.
AD stands for Anno Domini, Latin for in the year of the Lord.
Well, I got part of it right. And you got part of it right. With our powers combined.
By the power of Grayskull.
Maybe we shouldn't be, like, criticizing the princess's intelligence quite so much.
No, I think we're fine.
I think maybe she thinks her life fucking sucks. She's like one of those, she just,
Her dad is boring as shit.
Life probably sucks. Haven't you ever read about how things were in that time? Awful.
I don't know. Do you think I've read about them?
I don't think so. I don't see a single book here called 6th Century and Why It Sucks.
It's up there in the corner.
Oh. Well, it sounds like she just wants to die, okay?
The king is like, ha ha ha, you can have the crystal back. Just kidding.
Now the king wants his help.
Mm-hmm.
He's super ass
My
kissy.
bad.
It reminds me of the Eddie Izzard bit. It's like...
No, we don't want any of your food, thank you very much. Just put some clothes on. Meanwhile, that winter, excuse me, do you have any food?
Sorry, a bit brusque when we first arrived. The king gives Galen back his amulet, and then he does some magic-ry on the spear, so it'll be extra dragon killy. And that clever minx Valerian goes to gather dragon scales to make a shield for Galen, and almost gets eaten by a goddamn dragon baby.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
In like 5 seconds, she makes a dragon shield, and then she proceeds to give him the worst pep talk in dragon killing history. She's like, "You're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You will die tonight.
Yes.
You'll be ripped apart from limb to limb. Okay, bye-bye."
Love you. I don't love you. I'm just kidding. Who do you love?
Elspeth? What a stupid name. I bet centuries AD from now.
Just out of curiosity, do you not think that this is AD?
What do you think?
AD.
Earlier you seemed really confused.
No. Nope.
I feel like even if something's not a math question, if it has numbers in it at all, we're fucked.
I feel like it's incredible we have any listeners at all, because they're like, maybe it's just out of pity. Like, hey, you want to listen to a couple of drunk morons?
We shouldn't be called Split Happens. We should be drunk morons talking movies.
Do you like The Princess Bride? I like The Princess Bride.
Sprinkle some facts in there that 90% of the time are wrong.
You're welcome. Valerian.
Wait. Is this when she suggests that he take her V card so she's not eligible for dragon munching?
What? No, he doesn't.
No, that's what she's suggesting, though.
What? She doesn't say. She's not suggesting anything.
She says it with her eyes.
But she didn't say it directly, correct?
She said it with her vampire eyes.
Oh, no. Fuck. She can see anything. Even subtlety. Unfortunately, he doesn't have vampire eyes. The princess is chained up to be a meal, and Galen shows up to save her, but Tyrion's focus is the kingdom, not the king or his daughter. Which I'm not going to lie, I actually thought was kind of admirable. Like he said it before, he said it earlier in the movie too. He's like, I'm all about the kingdom, not the king, you see. Y'all are exchangeable, interchangeable, manageable, intangible. Like, boy, I'm terrible at rapping, aren't I?
Was that a rap?
No.
Holy shit.
I don't even know why I brought that word into the room.
You have 105 problems and being white is all of them.
Well, he dies.
These baby dragons are silly.
Well, okay, so Galen, he spears him. He spears the shit out of him. He spears the shit out of Tyrion. And not the Tyrion we like, the prick Tyrion.
Right.
And then he breaks the chain so that Elspeth can be free. And instead, that crazy bitch suicides herself into deliberately walking into the lair.
Of baby dragons.
Yeah.
Which look ridiculous.
Why do they look ridiculous?
They look like, what was that show? What was that cartoon? That like live action kind of cartoon from the 80s or maybe 90s?
Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs. That's what they look like.
I disagree. They actually were very, very particular about how these baby dinosaurs, not dinosaurs, it's because you said it, bitch. They were really particular about how these baby dragons would look because they knew that they were going to be killed. Spoiler alert. That they were going to get speared at some point, and they didn't want it. So they deliberately didn't give them big eyes, like because people are more sympathetic to that. Nobody wants to see it like a super cute, big-eyed baby dragon getting murdered.
Don't go falling in love.
Yes, your heart's only going to be broken. And so they made them like small-eyed and made them like grotesque. They made them grotesque for a reason.
You know what I think about when I think of the Don't Go Falling in Love? The chocolate chip cookies that you made.
You don't want to fall in love with those. Galen finds the princess, Elspeth. Finds her being eaten by the 3 baby, not cute at all dragons. And one of them is eating her foot off.
It's so gross. He takes her foot off.
Yeah, let me tell you, that really sticks with you as a kid.
Yeah.
Definitely stuck with me. Galen kills them babies, again, not cute, dragons. And now that pissed off mama Vermithrax gonna be, oh my god, you killed my horrifying babies pissed. And Galen sees the water on fire in the lair. Hey, how about that?
I've been telling you from the beginning of this episode that they don't respect fire.
What does that have to do with right now? Do you think that setting water on fire was bad?
Listen, I'm towards the end of my notes, and I feel like I need to say every sentence I've written, whether it makes sense or not. And right here I have, and now the lake is on fire. I told you from the very beginning, fire is no laughing matter.
So, Galen is damn near killed by the sneakiest dragon I've ever seen.
Snake.
He really sneaks up behind him. And then somehow I didn't hear it at all. But Valerian's dragon scale shield saves him from getting roasted.
How fucked up is that? To use your ancestors as a shield? Like, what if that...
what do you mean ancestors? Those are his own... Those are scales.
What's his name? Gavin?
Galen?
Okay. He's using dragon scales as a shield against the dragon.
Those are dragon scales. It's like, like piece of skin falling off or something.
You don't think that dragon looks at that and goes, Sally?
No.
I do.
It's not like Valerian went out and saw one of them baby dragons and then just beat it with a club like a baby seal and then just took its scales and like fashioned it into a shield.
How do you know?
Because we saw her gathering scales.
Okay, but it doesn't even have to be baby. What are they? Dinosaurs, dragons, whatever.
Dragons.
Okay. It could be...
in the movie Dragonslayer.
Okay. All I'm saying is it feels a little cruel. It's in my notes.
Yeah, but it's not. It shouldn't be. Okay. I suppose sometimes, you know what? When you have a sunburn and you're in this, kind of sometimes it hurts when it comes off of there. Huh?
I'm saying
like
dragons might be more sensitive than people about this kind of thing.
They are awful ornery.
Wait, I might be jumping ahead, but I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and this is serious.
Yep.
Wizard Snack has been carrying Ashy around this whole time?
Yeah.
What?
Well, first Hodge was holding on to his ashes.
Yeah, but Hodge was holding onto those ashes to talk shit to him every once in a while.
No, he was taking because he knew that he had to take it over to like a burning lake.
He's like, I don't have any Sphinx titties to look at, so I might as well just play with
Talk shit to some ashes.
Right.
What's up, motherfucker? How's life as an ashtray, bitch?
One of these days, I'm going to find a couple Sphinx. What's it?
Big old knockers. And I'm gonna draw pictures of them all day long. And my wife can't say shit. She's gonna try. Ain't you got some soup to make? Okay, so the special effects for the dragon were very, very good at the time. They really were. This was the first time they used go motion, and without go motion, we would not have had Jurassic Park. It was groundbreaking, seriously. Like, they didn't want to use like stop motion would have been like what was used at the time. So this was they were able to it was okay, so parts of the model were like computerized, or the movement was like programmed by the computer.
11 minutes later.
Like moves that model, which is the dragon, while the camera's shooting, and it makes it like a motion blur, which makes it more convincing than it was. So there's a reason why like George R. Martin and Guillermo del Toro. God, what the fuck is he named? He's got R. Anyway,
That's a con.
There's a reason why everybody loves this dragon, is because it really was groundbreaking and it looked different than others. They specifically wanted 4 limbs, and which is not typical for dragons.
What are they? Normally like a tripod?
2 legs and a tail. That's it. So anyway, that's how the science worked. Don't ask any detailed questions, because I'm not going to answer you. Galen is able to get a few stabs into Vermithrax, but can't quite finish the job. It's okay. It happens to a lot of people. He's going after Virgil. He's like, sorry, I worked out today. Valeria's dad, the blacksmith, talks about magic fading away from the world, and he is like, good riddance, and gives Valerian a cross to wear. I thought it was really interesting, seriously, that they set this movie in a time where like the superstitions of like believing in magic and things like that were being replaced with religion, Christianity, things like that. Like that was the belief system that was switching over. No disrespect for either. I thought it was kind of neat how they did this, especially when it gets to the end. Galen has an aha moment and figures out Ulrich's plan. He realizes Ulrich knew he wouldn't be able to make the journey by foot, so he had Tyrion kill him so his ashes could be spread on the fiery lake, and he could Gandalf that shit and come back in a white robe and kill Vermithrax. Awful smart, that one.
Do you know what he comes out as?
Yeah, like Gandalf, the White Wizard.
Fucking glitter.
What? No, he does not.
Yes, he does. There's like glitter, glitter, glitter. No magic comes from glitter.
All magic comes from glitter.
No, and then I'm not taking any more notes.
Let me ask you this.
What?
Do you know magic? Seriously.
No.
Do you like glitter?
No.
Okay. So they're connected. Anyway, maybe if you like glitter, you would know some magic. Like how I magicked some logic into that. I like that Ulrich's first thought after being resurrected is food.
Same.
Oh my god. Ulrich tells Galen he needs to destroy the amulet and be killed again. And Jesus, man. He's like, kill me, not now. Do it later. You'll know the right time.
You'll know.
You better fucking know the right time. He's like, I swear to God, if you don't fucking get this right.
This up again.
You have no idea how much work it took. It took me ages, literal ages, to plan this out. Ulrich goes to the top of a mountain and he magics the shit out of the sky during an eclipse. Eclipses were having a real moment in the 80s.
Yeah, they were.
Between this and Ladyhawke. Here comes Vermithrax. Straight for Ulrich.
What a dumb name.
I love that Vermithrax tries to burn Ulrich. It's like, are you fucking serious? I've leveled up. He lets Vermithrax take him. And yep, this is the moment that he was waiting for. And Galen destroys the amulet. And then it turns Ulrich into a fucking bomb. Obviously, this kills Vermithrax. Like he's on the ground, like blown up. Actually, I think it's a her. It's a mama. Despite magic clearly just killing the dragon, one of the village priests claims credit. Then the king comes over and tries to stab the extremely dead dragon, but it just kind of pokes him because he's weak. Because he's, he's a wealthy king. But now he is proclaimed as a Dragonslayer. So it's kind of interesting. Magic is the one that actually killed the beast, but the religion kind of stepped in and was like, no, this was our doing. And then the king steps in and is like, no, this was my doing. I found that fascinating. I thought that was a really interesting. This is a Disney movie. There's a lot going on in this.
Listen, this is not a Disney movie. There's a dingling in there.
Thank you, Disney. I will send my formal thank you to the House of Mouse. Galen says out loud he wishes he and Valerian had a horse, and boom, white horse. And we realize that Galen's magic was inside him the whole time.
Okay, Harry Potter.
Guess what?
What?
It is the end.
It's done. Yes. It's over now.
Oh, thank God.
That's a fun movie.
That is a really fun movie.
It's a romp.
Mm-hmm.
It's not long. It's not a long movie.
It's an hour and 42 minutes.
It's longer than I thought it was. It just went so fast.
It does go. What's interesting about it is like an hour in, you think, okay, well, is this over? Because it sort of feels like it summarizes itself. Mm-hmm. But then a bunch of other shit happens.
Yeah. Yes.
It's interesting.
I really, really love it. Peter MacNicol held onto that movie he holds the movie really well, considering this is his first movie.
I am legitimately gobsmacked that he doesn't. I think he's great in it.
You know what I want to hear? What does everybody think of this movie? The Dragonslayer is rad? I fucking agree.
Hey, guess what, Anna Serene?
What?
This is the last episode that I am taking my notes in my notebook. Yeah, she's full.
This is the end?
Yeah.
You're going digital?
I'm going to go digital because it's really fucking hard to take your notes in a book and put trivia in there. Yeah.
You can put it next to the 8,000 other notebooks that have tiny writing in it, just like John Doe.
Okay.
Dear Diary. Anyway, we want to hear about your favorite dragon movie. There are quite a few, so I'm sure that everybody has one. Oh, God, do we not have Pete's Dragon? I bet you don't love that one.
I would need to get back to you on that one.
Passamaquoddy. If you would like to talk about your favorite dragon movie, you can get a hold of us super easily and let us know. We are at Split Happens Pod on all of the socials. And if you want to email us, we're at splithappenspod.com.
He can email you.
Thank you to everyone for listening to us talk about these movies that we love. And if you're into it, please rate, review, and or follow us on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah.
Thank you, Katrina Porter. This was fun as always.
Thank you, Anna Serene.
Bye, everybody.